everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's talk Harry and Meghan. Prince Harry has lost his court case where he did not get an upgrade to his present security that was downgraded back in 2020. I saw the BBC interview and I've read some of the comments, and some of the comments in there are speaking about things that you can see that they have no desire to listen, and they're just flooding the comment areas with opinions that are not rooted in facts. And even when they hear the facts, they prefer to argue against the facts. We know that Harry lost his security before he spoke to Oprah, before he had a Netflix deal, before he had any other security in place, before he had any financial security at all. They took that security away from them. And if this was known, I didn't know that they were trying not to give Meghan security before she was even married into that family. And if Meghan knew about that, she perhaps thought that that was just a rogue individual that was making that decision, and that had nothing to do with the institution as a whole. That had nothing to do with Queen Elizabeth and the senior royals. It was probably this rogue person that was making their supremacy that they deem to shine. And so Prince Harry said when he asked the name of that person, that decision was reversed. And so we see now where they did not upgrade his security. From what Harry is saying, his father is not stepping aside to make the decision for him to have security. And we know the reason for many of these decisions. We know it is a combination of many things that would take study to unravel all of the things, both hidden and now in plain sight. We see the jealousy, we see supremacy at play, we see racism at play, we see the idea that only them should reign supreme and have all the popularity in the world, and no one should take that away from them, intentionally or unintentionally. We see that they are doing everything that they can to endanger the life of Meghan, especially through the media and through bots and through people that are emboldened to comment, to say the most deranged things. There is a person on YouTube here with a whole channel that I saw on another Scottish channel that she was doing a reaction video to. And this woman was talking about Meghan, a member of that royal institution, in that way. Her words even implied that if Meghan were no longer here, it would seem no big deal. She could be gone prematurely, according to that woman. What does that tell you? If that isn't a threat, I don't know what is. But she has had no repercussion. I know if I or anybody else sit on this app, public facing anything, and speak about any member of the royal family over there in the manner they speak of Meghan at any time, our channels will be taken down. Meghan especially will be called on to apologize for her fans. And then we'll hear all sorts of big media type telling people not to speak of the royal family like that. Meghan is a member of that institution. The UK royals presently are a member of that institution. And as I've said in another video that I did, it is purely by chance that this set of people are in this role. If King Edward, had not abdicated the throne and had a child, this set of people in the institution would not be the set. And I said at the time, they should be grateful to be in this position and not try to lord it over people, because we know how it works. There are people within an institution and they're not bigger than the institution. We know how they've acquired their wealth. It is, whether documented or well known, there are still people that are still on the African soil extracting more wealth to uphold this idea of supremacy. Enemies are working together in order to extract more wealth from the African soil. And a daughter of Africa that joined that institution, instead of sharing their wealth with her, they're trying to actively pretend that she has no right to any of this. And she's moving in circles that she should never have been in. Africa, the motherland, is a land of kings and queens. And they're acting as if Meghan is in a situation that she should never have been in. And even you see that with where they're talking about her Royal Highness title, HRH, as if she should never use it because she does not deserve it and she should not have it. The institution says that she should have it because she's married to a prince of that institution, and that was given to her. Just like they have their titles because they're a member of that institution. The crown is greater than the king. The institution is greater than the people within it. And those people, Charles, Camilla, William, Kate, are just part of the institution, people facing members of the institution. The people that aren't working, by the way, most of them for the most part. That same people from that institution, the left behinds over there, made sure they push out news for the news masses to have certain talking points. That is why when we saw Prince Harry's sister-in-law sit on that bench and said that she's having preventative care for something that was found and removed, the media immediately came out and said that she had what she said was removed. And now that same sister in law is now saying she's in remission for something that she never said she had. But the news media gave her that cover. And that is what we see them doing. They push out certain talking points to blast so they can use it in the future, and then try to act like, oh no, we're not doing anything wrong. They push out this talking point of working royal, so they can now use that to justify everything they do. There was never such a thing. You're either royal or you're not royal. There's no working royal. There's no such thing as a working royal. But we see in the media that they're justifying working royal for Harry not having security. But if we must, let's take them up on this thing about working royal in the way that the left behinds are trying to frame it. Prince Harry, Duchess Meghan, their royal highnesses literally have a foundation that they use to help people across societies, across the world, serving people. Isn't that what they would be doing if they were within the institution? So them doing it outside the institution stop them from being considered to be working. So everybody else that is outside of that institution, that have charities, foundations, services, I guess they are not working either, since they're not taxpayer funded part of that institution. I guess Nobody else is working unless you're within the institution and you're taxpayer funded. And befriending a young girl and then helping to destroy her life, and be the father that takes away security from your son and his young family, and be the brother that is abusive, gaslighting, and trying to take over your brother's charity, and be the woman that would be the one to cry to your husband about baby brain and proceed to copy everything your sister in law does. I guess if you're not doing any of these things while being taxpayer funded, you're not working. And stepping away from the topic for a minute, but for people that I hear saying that Meghan wants to make the money and Harry wants to do charity, Harry has a full time job. Harry is invested in different companies. Isn't that making money? Meghan's job is different from Harry's, but that doesn't mean that they're not both working to sustain their family. So, back on topic, where they put out this narrative that is pushed about working royal. The fact that Prince Harry, Duchess Meghan is not in the UK does not mean that they're not working. If Harry and Meghan would do anything that could bring disgrace onto Harry and Meghan's family, it wouldn't be framed as them bringing disgrace to their own family. It would be framed as them bringing disgrace to the royal family. And for all the Esthers that are helping to uphold this, for all the Black people that are helping to uphold this, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Black people are not a monolith, but we see quite clearly what they're trying to do. And trust me, Black people are not immune from what they're trying to do. These people that are trying to uphold and make certain people make whiteness reign supreme. There are many, many people that are white that are will die rather than uphold this kind of behavior, have died so people would not behave in this way. And then there are Black people that are helping to push this kind of thing, all in the name of what? Money making, or saying they don't believe, or whatever justification they're doing, sitting on panels, having YouTube channel doing this, while Harry and Meghan's family are actively in danger. And make no mistake, this is not just about Harry and Meghan. This is actually a warning to other people who are going to dare to step into other circles where people do not want them to be. So, this campaign that you see many have taken up, many from different sectors, different walks of life, that you wouldn't even think they would behave in this manner. But they have one cohesive goal, and that is to use Harry and Meghan as examples of what can be done and will be done to anyone that they think should not enter into certain circles, or anyone who they think dare to step out of their air quotes line. The fact that them and their minions can make money off of doing all of this is just icing on the cake for them. And I hear people, and I am not exempt from the idea that Harry should not be thinking about reconciliation, especially in light of what he knows, what he has uncovered, what is happening, what is allowed to happen. The UK left behinds have the power to stop everything that is happening. We have seen where they have employed such power to take the heat off of themselves, including the prince that is being accused of various things. We see where they use that power to shut down the Where is Kate. We have seen where they've used that power to wash the queen now from being whatever she was to whatever is now printed. So we know they have the power for security. So when it is said that Prince Harry should not be talking about reconciliation, which is what the press is trying to push. The fact is, Prince Harry is saying a lot of things that will be part of the permanent record. He is saying things, if anything happened to me and my family, I did stress that I hold no animosity towards these people. I want no harm coming to these people. And in fact, I would like to reconcile with them, even as much as I know, even though they wish me and my family harm. So, Prince Harry is doing this. He is masterful in many of the things that he does. I can say I honestly wish he wouldn't say it, because it's like giving them the handle and him holding the blade, because these people have no soul. They would not care how much he cries out. They have made their decision and they do not want to do anything other than punish him. So, him even saying that he wants reconciliation, they perhaps look at it as a win. As for this court case, him losing it, I'm like with some Scotties that think that this is not a bad thing, that Meghan and the children will not have their quote protection over there. So it is a pity that this is the thought, but I don't see them being protected over there. Because if when they were in the institution, all of this was allowed to happen, and they were only, Megan especially, only came to the realization after she was tipped off by her friends that she's not being protected in the press. And we do not know how far the lack of protection goes, because that would be going into nefarious territories, which I'm sure the left behinds are quite comfortable in those territories. I've often thought that the terrified look on Meghan's face at the walkabout for Queen Elizabeth had nothing to do with that left behind sister in law of hers, or whether her sister in law stepped towards her. I think Meghan didn't care less about that. I think Meghan's terror came from the fact that she came to realize that she had no protection. And the one person within that institution who did not wish her harm was gone. Just saying. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And talk to you soon. Bye.